Bible in a Year, the Message Version, April 10, Deuteronomy chapter 34, verse 1 through Joshua chapter 2, verse 24. Moses climbed the plains of Moab to Mount Nebo, the peak of Pisgah, facing Jericho. God showed him all the land that Gilead to Dan, all Naphtali, Ephraim, and Manasseh, all Judah reaching to the Mediterranean Sea, the Negev, and the plains which encircle Jericho, city of palms, as far south as Zoar. Then and there God said, "This is the land I promised to your ancestors, to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, with the words, 'I will give it to your descendants.' I've let you see it with your own eyes. There it is, but you're not going to go in." Moses died there in the land of Moab. Moses, the servant of God, just as God said. God buried him in the valley in the land of Moab, opposite Beth Peor. No one knows his burial site to this very day. Moses was 120 years old when he died. His eyesight was sharp. He still walked with a spring in his step. The people of Israel wept for Moses in the plains of Moab 30 days. Then the days of weeping and mourning for Moses came to an end. Joshua, son of Nun, was filled with the spirit of wisdom because Moses had laid his hands on him. The people of Israel listened obediently to him and did the same as when God had commanded Moses. No prophet has risen since in Israel like Moses, whom God knew face to face. Never since has there been anything like the signs and miracle wonders that God sent him to do in Egypt, to Pharaoh, to all his servants, and to all his land. Nothing to compare with that all-powerful hand of his and all the great and terrible things Moses did as every eye in Israel watched. After the death of Moses, the servant of God, God spoke to Joshua, Moses' assistant. "Moses, my servant, is dead. Get going. Cross this Jordan River. You and all the people. Cross to the country I'm giving to the people of Israel. I'm giving you every square inch of the land you set your foot on, just as I promised Moses, from the wilderness and this Lebanon east to the great river, the Euphrates River, all the Hittite country, and then west to the great sea. It's all yours. All your life, no one will be able to hold out against you. In the same way I was with Moses, I'll be with you. I won't give up on you. I won't leave you. Strength, courage. You're going to lead this people to inherit the land I promised to give their ancestors. Give it everything you have, heart and soul. Make sure you carry out the revelation that Moses commanded you. Every bit of it. Don't get off track, either left or right, so as to make sure that you get to where you're going. And don't for a minute lay this book of the Revelation out of your mind. Ponder and meditate on it day and night, making sure you practice everything written in it. Then you'll get where you're going. You'll succeed. Haven't I commanded you? Strength, courage. Don't be timid. Don't get discouraged. God, your God, is with you every step you take. Then Joshua gave orders to the people's leaders. Go through the camp and give this order to the people. Pack your bags. In 3 days you will cross this Jordan River to enter and take the land God, your God, is giving you to possess. Then Joshua addressed the Reubenites, the Gadites, and the half-tribe of Manasseh. He said, "Remember what Moses, the servant of God, commanded you. God, your God, gives you rest, and he gives you this land. Your wives, your children, and your livestock can stay here east of the Jordan, the country Moses gave you. But you, tough soldiers all, must cross the river in battle formation, leading your brothers, helping them until God, your God, gives your brothers a place of rest, just as he has done for you. They also will take possession of the land that God your God is giving them. Then you'll be free to return to your possession given to you by Moses, the servant of God, across the Jordan to the east." They answered Joshua, "Everything you command us, we'll do. Wherever you send us, we'll go. We obeyed Moses to the letter. We'll also obey you. We just pray that God your God will be with you as he was with Moses. Anyone who questions what you say and refuses to obey whatever you command him will be put to death. Strength, courage." Joshua, son of Nun, secretly sent out from Shittim 2 men as spies. "Go, look over the land, check out Jericho." They left and arrived at the house of a harlot named Rahab and stayed there. The king of Jericho was told, "We've just learned that men arrived tonight to spy out the land. They're from the people of Israel." The king of Jericho sent word to Rahab, "Bring out the men who came to you to stay the night in your house. They're spies. They've come to spy out the whole country." The woman had taken the 2 men and hidden them. She said, "Yes, 2 men did come to me, but I didn't know where they'd come from. At dark, when the gate was about to be shut, the men left, but I have no idea where they went. Hurry up, chase them. You can still catch them." She had actually taken them up on the roof and hidden them under the stalks of flax that were spread out for her on the floor. So the men gave chase down the Jordan road toward the fords. As soon as they were gone, the gate was shut. Before the spies were down for the night, the woman came up to them on the roof and said, "I know that God has given you the land. We're all afraid. Everyone in the country feels hopeless. We heard how God dried up the waters of the Red Sea before you when you left Egypt, and what he did to the 2 Amorite kings east of the Jordan, Sihon and Og, whom you put under a holy curse and destroyed. We heard it, and our hearts sank. We all had the wind knocked out of us, and all because of you, you and your God, God of the heavens above and God of the earth below. Promise me by God, I showed you mercy. Now show my family mercy and give me some tangible proof, a guarantee of a life for my father and mother, my brothers and sisters, everyone connected with my family. Save our souls from death." "Our lives for yours," said the men. "But don't tell anyone our business. When God returns this land over to us, we'll do right by you in loyal mercy." She lowered them down on a window with a rope because her house was on the city wall to the outside. She told them, "Run for the hills so your pursuers won't find you. Hide out for 3 days and give your pursuers time to return. Then get on your way." The men told her, "In order to keep the oath you made us swear, here's what you must do. Hang this red rope out the window through which you let us down, and gather your entire family with you in your house. Father, mother, brother, sisters, anyone who goes out the door of your house into the streets is killed. It's his own fault. We aren't responsible. But for everyone within the house, we take full responsibility. If anyone lays a hand on one of them, it's our fault. But if you tell anyone of our business here, the oath you made us swear is canceled. We're no longer responsible." She said, "If that's what you say, that's the way it is," and sent them off. They left, and she hung the red rope out the window. They headed for the hills and stayed there for 3 days until the pursuers had returned. The pursuers had looked high and low, but found nothing. The men headed back. They came down out of the hills, crossed the river, and returned to Joshua, son of Nun, and reported all their experiences. They told Joshua, "Yes, God has given the whole country to us. Everybody there is in a state of panic because of us." Luke chapter 13, verse 22 through chapter 14, verse 6. He, Jesus, went on teaching from town to village, village to town, but keeping on a steady course toward Jerusalem. A bystander said, "Master, will only a few be saved?" He said, Whether few or many is none of your business. Put your mind on your life with God. The way to life, to God, is vigorous and requires your total attention. A lot of you are going to assume that you'll sit down to God's salvation banquet just because you've been hanging around the neighborhood all your lives. Well, one day you're going to be banging on the door, wanting to get in, but you'll find the door's locked and the master saying, "Sorry, you're not on my guest list." You'll protest, but we've known you all our lives, only to be interrupted with abrupt, "Your kind of knowing can hardly be called knowing. You don't know the first thing about me." That's when you'll find yourselves out in the cold, strangers to grace. You'll watch Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, and all the prophets march into God's kingdom. You'll watch outsiders stream in from east, west, north, and south and sit down at the table of God's kingdom. And all that time you'll be outside looking in and wondering what happened. This is the great reversal. The last in line put at the head of the line, and so-called first ending up last. Just then, Pharisees came up and said, "Run for your life. Herod's got your number. He's out to kill you." Jesus said, "Tell that fox I've no time for him right now. Today, tomorrow, I'm busy clearing out the demons and healing the sick. The third day, I'm wrapping things up. Besides, it's not proper for a prophet to come to a bad inn outside Jerusalem." Jerusalem, Jerusalem, killer of prophets, observer of the messenger of God. How often I've longed to gather your children like a hen, her brood safe under her wing. But you refused and turned away, and now it's too late. You won't see me again until the day you say, "Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord." One time, when Jesus went for a Sabbath meal with one of the top leaders of the Pharisees, all the guests had their eyes on him, watching his every move. Right before him, there was a man, hugely swollen in his joints. So Jesus asked the religious scholars and Pharisees present, "Is it permitted to heal on Sabbath? Yes or no?" They went silent. So he took the man, healed him, and sent him on his way. Then he said, "Is there anyone here who, if a child or animal fell down in a well, wouldn't rush to pull him out immediately, not asking whether or not it was Sabbath?" They were stumped. There was nothing they could say to that. Psalm chapter 79, verse 1 through verse 13. An Asaph psalm. God, barbarians have broken into your home, violated your holy temple, left Jerusalem a pile of rubble. They've served up corpses as your servants, as carrion food for birds of prey. Threw the bones of your holy people out into the wild animals to gnaw on. They dumped out their blood like buckets of water. All around Jerusalem, their bodies were left to rot, unburied. We're nothing but a joke to our neighbors. Graffiti scrawled on the city walls. How long do we have to put up with this, God? Do you have it in for us for good? Will your smoldering rage never cool down? If you're going to be angry with the pagans who care nothing about you, or your rival kingdoms who ignore you. They're the ones who ruined Jacob, who wrecked the place where he lived. Don't blame us for the sins of our parents. Hurry up and help us. We're at the end of our ropes. You're famous for helping, God. Give us a break. Your reputation is on the line. Pull us out of this mess. Forgive us our sins. Do what you're famous for doing. Don't let the heathen get by with their sneers. Where's your God? Is he out to lunch? Go public and show the godless world that they can't kill your servants and get by with it. Give groaning prisoners a hearing. Pardon those on death row from their doom. You can do it. Give your jeering neighbors what they've got coming to them. Let their God taunts boomerang and knock them flat. Then we, your people, the ones you love and care for, will thank you over and over and over. We'll tell everyone we meet how wonderful you are, how praiseworthy you are. Proverbs chapter 12, verse 26. A good person survives misfortune, but a wicked life invites disaster. This was a daily reading from the Message version of the Bible, read to you by Bible in a Year.